When a telescope picks up an unusual signal from deep space, excitement may run high, but scientists follow very clear rules. The SETI protocol and the International Astronomical Union establish that the first step is to rule out natural explanations. Many times, what seems extraordinary can simply be a pulsar, a burst of radio interference, or even static caused by Earth-based equipment. Rushing leads to mistakes, and that's why caution is non-negotiable. If the signal makes it past this first filter, it must then be verified by other telescopes located across the globe. This independent confirmation works like a safety net against errors. It's similar to when several witnesses describe the same event, reinforcing the credibility of the story. Science relies on this process precisely to avoid illusions or hasty interpretations, ensuring that each step is built on solid ground. Once confirmation is achieved, everything is officially recorded and preserved. The material becomes a valuable archive, belonging not to a single institution, but to humanity as a whole. At that point, another intriguing question comes into play: who would have the authority to share such an earth-shattering discovery with the entire world? That's where the next part of this journey begins. According to international protocols, the responsibility of officially announcing such a discovery doesn't fall on a single nation or an individual scientist, but on the United Nations. The reasoning is straightforward: an event capable of redefining humanity's place in the universe should never be monopolized by national interests. In this scenario, the UN becomes Earth's spokesperson, ensuring the message is shared as a collective milestone. This central role also helps prevent disputes between governments and institutions that could turn a scientific revelation into a political power play. Think of the consequences if only one country controlled the narrative. Knowledge would shift from being universal to being a strategic tool, wielded as a display of influence. By placing the UN at the center, the protocol seeks to keep the balance and preserve neutrality. Of course, some argue whether this would truly work, considering the pressure from global superpowers. Still, at least on paper, the system provides a safeguard so that all people, everywhere, would hear the news at the same time. Which brings us to another unavoidable question: could a revelation of this magnitude really be contained, or would the information inevitably escape any authority's control? Protocols may outline formal steps, but reality shows that a secret of this magnitude would never last long. The scientific community thrives on transparency. Any confirmed discovery is documented in journals, presented at conferences, and entered into open databases. This isn't just about ethics, it's about credibility. Locking away knowledge of such importance would go against the very foundation of science. In today's world, with the internet and social media, secrecy becomes even less likely. All it would take is one researcher sharing a hint in a forum, or an employee passing details to a friend, and the news would spread like wildfire. It would be no different from when a blockbuster movie leaks before its release, except here, the stakes would touch the destiny of all humankind. For that reason, many experts assume from the start that disclosure is unavoidable. The real question isn't if the news would reach the public, but when and how. And that inevitability opens the door to a deeper issue: how would different cultures and religions react when faced with a revelation that challenges beliefs rooted in centuries of tradition? Studies reveal that, contrary to popular belief, most religions already have answers prepared for the possibility of life beyond Earth. The Vatican, for instance, has stated that discovering extraterrestrial beings would not conflict with Christian faith. Other traditions have also adjusted their views, seeing the existence of alien life as part of a universe far more vast than humanity has ever fully understood. This kind of stance works as a cultural cushion. Instead of causing shock, it creates space for religious communities to interpret such a revelation as an expansion of their spiritual horizons. History shows that major discoveries, like learning that Earth orbits the Sun, initially clashed with dogma, but were eventually absorbed into faith traditions. The same could happen with extraterrestrial life. bringing science and belief into a renewed dialogue. And religion wouldn't be the only sphere affected. Art, literature, and music would immediately reflect this new chapter of human history. We've already seen how films, series, and songs feed the imagination without any official confirmation. Now think about what would happen the moment that confirmation finally arrived. That leads us straight into another vital dimension: how society would react emotionally and psychologically to such a groundbreaking revelation. Once the existence of extraterrestrial life is confirmed, science would immediately take the lead. International teams would form, bringing together astronomers, physicists, biologists, linguists, and even philosophers. Their mission would be clear: to understand what this contact truly means, whether it's a simple signal or a more complex message. This effort wouldn't last just months or years, it would likely span decades, becoming a defining pursuit for generations. If a coded message were involved, deciphering it would be the greatest puzzle humanity has ever faced. Each breakthrough would be followed worldwide, much like we track rocket launches or black hole discoveries today. The difference is that this mystery could carry not just scientific insights, but profound reflections about who we are and what our place is in the cosmos. Even without a message, the data alone would be revolutionary. It could reveal new laws of physics, alternative forms of life, and even technological pathways that might change the course of civilization. This collective treasure wouldn't only transform science, it would ripple into philosophy, politics, and social structures. Which leaves one final, haunting question: are we truly prepared for such a leap in human consciousness? And now, after everything we've explored, here's the question that lingers: what would you do if you woke up tomorrow to the news that we're not alone? Would you keep living the same way, or would you take this revelation as a reason to rethink your life, your dreams, and even your priorities? Science can light the path, but the choice to change is entirely in your hands. Maybe the greatest impact isn't out there, but inside us. If life exists elsewhere in the universe, wouldn't it be time to take better care of the life we have here on Earth? Think about how small actions, from seeking knowledge to practicing empathy, could be the very first steps toward building a world more prepared for the unexpected. So here's my challenge to you: are you ready for this leap in awareness? If you want to keep exploring mysteries like this and expand your perspective, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. There's so much more knowledge waiting for you, and I promise, every video will change the way you see the universe.